Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me back out in Dubai. It has been a while, but in traditional fashion after arriving in the UAE, I'm going to bring you along for a spot of supercar shopping. Now Dubai is famed for its supercars, and believe me when I tell you, some of the greatest dealerships in the world can be found, and we're going to explore them today. In fact, we are starting here at the Al Awea Auto Market, showrooms all around, but we're also going to head over to Sheikh Zayed Road where you can find a who's who of hypercars for sale. I'm also getting around today in the new Aston Martin DBX. Aston Martin have very kindly lent me their first SUV to experience it for the first time myself, and I'll give you some thoughts about that later on, but we've got a lot to see. The who's who of hypercars in the showrooms here in Dubai. Very quickly, let me tell you about the DBX before we head off for the window shopping, the car that we're using to get around with today. My first time driving Aston Martin's new SUV, quite different from the Aston Martins that I've owned, from my Vantage Roadster to the Vanquish Volante to the GT8 that I have now, but their first SUV, a hugely significant car for Aston Martin's future, and a car that has very kindly been lent to me for the purpose by Aston Martin Middle East North Africa to get around with, and I think it's perfectly suited to today. Let me talk you through this one in particular in the Satin Xenon Grey paintwork, the metallic satin grey. We've got all of the carbon fibre options, the visual carbon fibre on the side skirts, diffuser at the back, the front splitter as well. It's also fitted with the 22-inch black wheels with the red calipers, but very distinctly Aston Martin, from the large front grille and the pointed nose all the way round towards the sporty appearance that it has at the back, very reminiscent actually of the new generation of the Vantage. A sporty appearance overall for an SUV. Now thanks to the collaboration with Daimler, it's powered by the 4-litre Biturbo V8 up front. In this case, it makes 550 horsepower and 700 Newton meters. We've got the carbon fibre door handles, and the inside is finished in Obsidian Black leather with the spicy red stitching, more carbon fibre, all of the infotainment as well. We'll have a better look at this as we make our way around, but for the moment, let's head straight over to some of the showrooms to go and see what we can find. My first stop here at Topline Motors, guys I come to see every time I'm in Dubai, and the surprises start immediately. We have a 2005 Ford GT in the red with the white stripes. We have a Mercedes McLaren SLR with a fab design style kit, AMG GT-R, California T, 675 LT. We've got a Diablo tucked in at the end, a couple of 911s around, Ferrari F12 Berlinetta, and over this way we have a Satin PPF Porsche 918 Spyder. Non-Visac, 5,000 kilometers. That looks awesome. The red on the GT2 RS, now the GT3 RS, a pair of those side by side in the GT Silver and the Lava Orange. Always some really cool cars to get us started, but let me come through, actually squeeze through here. One day I would love to add an 05 GT to my newer Ford GT. That is mental. Red leather interior as well with the dark red metallic paintwork and the crazy wheels on it. What a thing. Right, not a bad way to start, like I said. I've popped in here at GTR Motors where we have an M4 GTS, and we have this Lamborghini Huracan, a car that I've actually seen before. It is right-hand drive out here in the Middle East. It's been done by Cream Developments. You've got the rose gold chrome wrap, and then at the rear you have all of these crystals, of course heavily modified as well. Rear spoiler, aggressive diffuser, and a UK number plate here in Dubai. That is crazy inside the showroom at GTR Motors. We've got the Bentayga as well. We've got a BMW M760 Li, which is always fantastic. Yeah, not bad. A very quick look here at the second of the Ain Class showrooms. We will head over to the main hypercar showroom very shortly, but we've got a GT3 RS, next to that a GT2 RS, then we've got a Turbo S exclusive series. Those are very rare. Then a Viper, Mercedes McLaren SLR, G-Wagon at the back. We've got a Cullinan with a very distinct interior. Then one of the ultimate supercars, Murcielago LP640 Roadster in the pearlescent orange. Then the Corvette C8 convertible, and I find it incredible how the new Corvette manages to sit right alongside supercars. If we come down this way though, we've got a Nissan GT-R, a couple of F-Types, we've got a Wraith, we've got a Mercedes S600 Maybach, and we've got another SLR, this time a Roadster. I've stopped to visit Stoub.biz, a new company who have some very rare cars, including 3 50th anniversary Nissan GT-Rs, a bright racing yellow with red roof and red leather interior 992 Turbo S. We've got another Corvette C8, another Turbo S, an Urus, and come on into the showroom as well. It's a really cool display actually inside here of the cars at the moment. We have another 911 Turbo right in front of us. We've got I think a Carrera 4S, we've got an F8 Tributo, SVJ, Pista Undercover, Panamera Sport Turismo, new 992 Targa in the centre, 2021 Bentayga behind that. We've got Dawn, another Pista, 570 Spyder, and an AMG GTC 50th anniversary as well. Not a bad lineup, some very nice colours. There is something something here at Megastar Motors just inside the door that has grabbed my attention. A bright red SL65 Black Series. You do not see many in bright red, and this looks mega. In fact, there's even the red embroidery as well tying that in. 6-litre Biturbo V12, 670 horsepower, and next to it, of course, the SLS Black Series. Wouldn't one of these be an epic future addition into my garage? What else do we have here as well? 430 scooter rear. We've got a 993 turbo with a GT2 body kit, S63 convertible, a few other nice cars as well, but that's cool. A little bit of car spotting while we're at it. 600 LT Spyder, silver with the orange accents as well. There's just lots of cool stuff around here. There's an A45S, Civic Type R, 901.2 GT3, Supra, G63s for days, the G500 4x4 squareds. Over that away, if I zoom in, we have the lime green Brabus G500 4x4 squared. You get the point. You never know what might be lurking, but let's head from here back in the DBX onwards. It has to be said that this is a pretty good way to get around. I didn't know what to expect from the DBX because yes, it's an Aston Martin, but it's still quite a small SUV, and I think in some ways, perhaps the looks don't give it as much of a premium feel as you would expect from it. But when you're sat inside here, you've got a lovely glass roof, gigantic panoramic glass roof, things like the pillarless doors that you would expect in a smart Grand Tourer in the normal Aston Martin sports cars. Then you have the GT mode that we're driving in at the moment. We're in automatic on the gearbox. It's smooth, it's easy, it's a very comfortable thing to drive, he says, just being sure that we're not going to run into some of the construction that's happening out here. We've got our mode selectors to go into sport, or well, via individual up into sport, and then even into sport plus. Then of course you can manually downshift, and you hear a little bit of the noise. Yes, like in AMG's, a small amount of it is piped in through the speakers, and this has definitely all gone wrong because look, we've got a road closed, so we have to go around and back on ourselves, which is often the problem around here, trying to work out how to navigate and actually get around. But hopefully we'll find out how to get onto that road, the main road that we need to take in towards Dubai to get from the Alawir auto market back towards the main action, where we're going to be heading to Ain Class, which is, if you know anything about car showrooms, up there with the best in the world. The sky today is pretty dusty, but you can see the famous Burj Khalifa and all of the skyscrapers of downtown Dubai. It is such a crazy place. We have arrived then at Ain Class, and just have a look through the windows already. We're right beside the very, very busy Sheikh Zayed Road, the main road that runs through the centre of Dubai. But come inside here then, we've got a 918 Spyder and a Koenigsegg Regera and a LaFerrari and so much more to show you in this fabulous showroom. It is very special each and every time, from a pair of Bugattis to two P1s to another 918 to plenty more incredible cars, SLRs, the Veneno Roadster as well at the back, things like the SV, the SVJ. I'm going to take you around this absolute paradise of a supercar showroom. We've got the Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport Vitesse in the same dual-tone brown colours as the Rembrandt Legend Edition. We've got the Mansouri Vivere, one of only a handful of Mansouri conversions based on the 1001 horsepower EB 16.4 of the Veyron. Coming over here, we've got the orange McLaren P1, one of 375, the Martini livery 918 Spyder, one of 918, Satin Orange P1, another of the 375 cars, 992 Turbo S. Look at the spec on this. Crayon or chalk exterior with the red and the beige dual tone inside. We've got a white with blue stripe 488 Pistas Spyder, the one of 900 SVJ Coupe in Viola Pacife. That is a stunning colour. We've got the Rosso Bia, is it called? The red of the one of 600 Aventador SV Coupes. This is one of the 50th anniversary Aventadors. In fact, if we come round, I think it's got a plaque here, tells us Series Special 50th anniversary to celebrate Lamborghini's 50th anniversary back in 2013. One of 499 LaFerraris in the Rosso Corsa. The Koenigsegg Regera as well, one of, I think it's 80 Regeras. The yellow, the exposed carbon stripe. Absolutely chaotic inside here with incredible cars. This is a delivery mileage 918, that's a delivery mileage LaFerrari. Come through to the SLRs. This is a 722S, the Roadster version of the 722. Then we've got the Fab Design SLR Coupe. Behind, we've got the Haman SLR Coupe as well. 3 different versions of body kits. And this, the one-of-one carbon-bodied Veneno Roadster. One of only 9 Veneno Roadsters, and the only one with the complete exposed carbon fibre bodywork, which I have been lucky enough to see here before, but truly, truly breathtaking to behold. That is something very, very, very special. If we come through here though, have a look at the nose of this, the Gambala Mirage GT, one of only 25 Gambala Mirage GTs. We've got a mixture of cars to continue exploring through. We've got the lovely blue Huracan Performante here, we've got the red GT3 RS, nice white Ferrari 812 Superfast, one of 185 Murcielago SVs in the triple layer yellow, stunning. Forvia Speciale Aperta, one of 499, again triple layer yellow. SLS Black Series, one of 350, of course. I did have a look in the past at this car before. One of 500 Sennas, yellow underneath, well, up on the main turntable. We've got a Phantom 8, we've got another Bugatti Veyron, another Grand Sport Vitesse as it happens. This is actually a really nice colour scheme with the metal finish around the outside and the carbon, the slight blue tint to it as well. 1200 horsepower, Mirage GT, absolute paradise in this showroom. Already, don't really know how much further to look. It's quickly getting towards the end of the day, but you can just, perhaps beyond the monorail track, spot the top of the Burj Al Arab, the famous hotel, and the sail of the Jumeirah Beach Hotel beneath that. But cruising in this, it's a funny car because it's actually quite small. It's not the biggest of SUVs. It is a very easy car to drive, but we're arriving just now at our next stop, which is here at Q Motors. So we'll pull up and go have a quick look inside at what they've got, and I can already see some very, very nice cars ready for our arrival. Where do we even begin with the lineup here at Q Motors? Have a look over this side. 2 LaFerraris, 2 F12 TDFs, we have 2 Bugatti Veyrons, a Gumpert Apollo Super Rare. Behind that, we have a Lamborghini Reventon, and so many exceptionally rare and exclusive cars. But I'm going to come to this side where we have not one, but 3 SLS AMG Black Series. This yellow car, Solar Beam Yellow, is actually one I've seen on a previous visit when it's been up for sale. It's a car in a colour that I love, but you'll know that I didn't go for Solar Beam Yellow on my SLS Black Series, saving it for the GT Black Series, which we're going to be seeing a lot more of in the coming months. But the other 2, the red, I think that suits the car so well. The white also. In fact, the SLS Black Series just works well in any colour. There's another orange Murcielago, we've got a Huracan, a blue 675 LT Coupe, one of 500. We've got another SLR, we're seeing a few of those today, but coming this way, the Apollo is something desperately rare, brutal machine, very much for the racetrack. Just look at that diffuser. This is an Apollo S in the satin black. Then the Lamborghini Reventon, one of the first of their few off cars, only 20 coupes. They made the 15 Roadsters as well. Fun fact that the coupe and the Roadster, they're both satin grey, but they're actually a slightly different shade from one another. Then we've got the Mansouri Vincero here, which is one of their full packages again for the Veyron with the exposed carbon, the large weave that you can see on that, and then here the dual tone of this Veyron as well. But look over this way, 2 LaFerrari coupes. This car with the silver wheels has the carbon roof section and the carbon front splitter. To have a carbon roof was a very rare option. They only made a handful of those. 2 TDFs behind, Speciale just here. The blue 812 Challenge Stradale I can spot over there with the white central stripe. We've got 2 488s, GTB and a Spyder. There's also a 512M just tucked behind. But I want to walk through because there are some amazing cars here. We've got a very nice red DBS, a couple of DB11s, Rapides and Vanquishes. Tucked in back here is a Lagonda Taraf, the very rare, ultra-luxurious Aston Martin, the most expensive saloon car, I believe, in the world at the time. Not that many of those were put into production. Then we've got a couple of Maybachs. There's also a GT12, one of 100 GT12s, absolutely epic. It would be awesome to have one of those with the GT8 in the garage. Then we've got a GT2 RS in Miami Blue, another Guards Red GT3 RS, new 911 Speedster as well, just here. The limited run to 1948 cars. We've got a couple of Lambos, SV Coupe, one of 600, SV Roadster, one of 500, and then there is another SV Coupe just beyond that, a pair of the yellow SVs. What else do we have beyond? I can see an aftermarket kit worn by this car, different wheels. Wheels quite similarly actually designed to the wheels on the Reventon. Quite interesting to see. Then we've got a regular Aventador just beyond, a couple of GTRs, AMG GT-R next to a Nissan GT-R. The battle of the GT-Rs quite literally come through, past some of the Bentleys. We have a new Flying Spur, Bentley Continental GT, GT convertible. Come towards the back because I want to show you some of the absolute monsters back here. Actually, that's quite fun. Mystic Blue G63. That is, of course, the colour that I do actually have on my SLS, which was taken from the G63 and some of the other models in the Mercedes lineup, but I think it works very nicely with the silver wheels, as you can see on that example. Back here we've got a Brabus G tucked in right behind, and then we've got the G650 Londelay and the G63 6x6, the ultimate G-Wagons, quite literally the beast from Graz in Austria, one of the 85 or so 6x6s that they made, and then one of the 100 or so of the Maybach Londelays with the fantastically luxurious rear cabin. I will never forget the day I first experienced one of these in South Africa on safari when I was riding in the back filming lions. That was definitely a day that stood out. That is also very, very baller. The Phantom Coupe, fixed roof, 2-door, Phantom Coupe, ultimate status, military green Urus. What an amazing showroom. Incredible lineup, incredible display, epic. Have a look at this. A pair of Bugatti Chirons here in the secret storage Q Motors. Two incredible cars sitting side by side one another. This is a one-off. It's called the Vancourt de Cour in the pale light blue body. It's got the chromed silver wheels, silver accents and details all around. The number 10 is worn inside the horseshoe grille at the front. Let me come and show you the interior of this car as well, where we've got the dark brown leather with a few insignias and embroideries, including the Vancourt de Cour embroidery there on the headrests. What a stunning thing. Of course, both Chirons with the 8-litre quad turbocharged W16 engines, 1,500 horsepower, and the second car here in the iconic French racing blue with the exposed navy carbon fibre as well for the secondary areas of the bodywork. Two awesome cars to see side by side. And I missed earlier showing the Daytona Rep. This would just be one of the most ultimately cool cars to be driving in, especially in that bright orange paintwork. Looks awesome. The next stop here is again pretty impressive. We're at VIP Motors, where the showroom display is special enough. A Carrera GT, a pair of SLRs, 675 LT, two 16Ms from Ferrari. But let's come inside, where we're going to be reunited with some old favourites, plus plenty of very, very nice cars. You will see we have alongside one another a Chiron and a Veyron. If we continue through, a pair of McLaren P1s. This is a P1 Carbon Series, full exposed body with carbon fibre with the red accents, one of just 5 cars that they made in total, in fact. If we come down this way, a lineup of Porsches, we've got a pair of F8 Tributos, the new mid-engine V8 twin-turbo supercar from Ferrari. But keep coming through, like I said, two 16Ms, 2 out of 499 they've made actually in total. We get to a menacing looking Senna, the satin grey with the orange accents, the McLaren orange accents. And then this is quite special as well, first time I've ever seen one. It is the Lamborghini Huracan Evo GT Celebration, which celebrates the races that the GT3 version of the Huracan has been successful in over in the US. In fact, up on the roof you can see some of those, the Daytona 24, Sebring 12 Hours, over 2018, 2019, and hence wears the race car style livery on the road car as a limited edition. Here we've got a Hoffel GLE Coupe. Behind that we've got two SVJs, bright yellow suits. I mean, it's a wild Lambo, it should be a bright colour, hey. If we come back this way, we've got a Lusso, we've got a new E63S, just rows upon rows of Rolls Royces, Bentleys, luxurious cars. There is one you might just have spotted, which I'm coming to just here, that stands out to me. A cerulean blue 675 LT Spyder. The same colour as my Senna and the same colour I had on my 675 LT Coupe, but one of the 500 Spyders here. Different wheel design to what I have on mine, and with the comfort seats as opposed to the buckets. That's really nice. I quite like the yellow seat belts and yellow calipers that you have as the contrast as well. 812, 812, 488. DBS, and then another of my favourites, a car I was lucky enough to drive in the past, the 177 Q Series, one of only 7 Q Series models of the 77 177s made in total. Q Series with some unique, distinct features, like having the red piece of the front splitter, the tinted red carbon door mirror caps, Q Series badging just inside the quarter window. What a special thing, absolutely phenomenal. And next to that, a 918 Spyder, just casually chilling there, and a Mansouri Venatus based on a Lamborghini Urus. So already quite a spectacular display, but let's come on through. Carefully does it, past those gigantic wide arches of the 177. Look at that Dawn that you've got there, the black with the purple secondary colour. Come through here, there's a satin yellow Cullinan as well. That stands out. It's quite a bold colour for that kind of car, but there's something I want to show you right towards the far end. Look at that interior on the Dawn. Wow, the colours and specs, the orange pinstripe against the blue paintwork you have on that Ghost there. Right, let me come through this way, past 4 Cullinans. Cullinan Central that we've got going on here. We've got the desert coloured G63, because in this corner we have multiple Brabus G-Wagons, which are monsters to begin with. We have another G650 Landaulet in the launch colour, and then we have a Mystic Blue 6x6. A 6x6 in Mystic Blue, Brabus, full Brabus 700 spec. I didn't know one of those existed in that colour. That's my new favourite 6x6 by miles. That thing is mega. Here in the new Auto Deals showroom, there are some awesome things to see, especially right back over there. We'll get there in just a moment, but I want to start with this Dawn in a very beautiful deep purple metallic paint colour with the interior in the dual tone with the purple and white. This looks stunning. If we come on through though, we've got an AMG GT-R Pro, one of 750. We have a Wraith just here in the magnificent turquoise on turquoise combination, both interior and exterior. There's a 570S sitting just up top. We've got a McLaren GT, the first McLaren GT I think we've actually seen today at all. We've got another 722S in the all black here, 722S again, the Roadster of the 722. If we come on through, SL65 Black Series in the more traditional silver that you would expect from Mercedes-Benz, still looking epic. Another silver car, but something with quite a story behind it, the 918 Spyder, this time in liquid silver, which was actually a €65,000 upgrade just for the factory paint. It has an incredible level of depth to it. And then next to that, a LaFerrari Aperta. Aperta, the Italian word for open, only just over 200 of these in total that followed the 500 coupes. You can of course spot the removable Targa roof panel, but there are a few other differences about the Apertas to the coupes, notably the door mirror arms. You'll see here on the Aperta, they're quite level to the ground, horizontal, whereas on the coupe, they sit up more at an angle, and that's all to do with having to have the profile changed when they did the new doors, because previously the doors were hinged from the top. They can no longer do that on the Aperta, so they had to change the mirrors, but it means you can spot one as it's driving. There are a few other differences, but mostly underneath in terms of the aero profile, obviously keeping the car planted to the ground, especially considering it has 963 horsepower. Also in the showroom, GT3 RS, a couple of Aston Martins, DB9, DBS, another Corvette just spotted back through there. Awesome, really nice lighting as well with these soft lights over the top of the cars as we come back past the McLaren GT. A short hop up the road then to the last stop of the day here at Princess Cars. We're inside, we have another Porsche 918 Spyder in white this time, and you can also see the flashes of red of the F12 TDF. But we have seen some incredible hypercars here in the showrooms of Dubai, from rarities like the Koenigsegg Regera, the Lamborghini Reventon, the Gumpert Apollo, to the hypercars you might expect to find like the Bugattis, the Veyrons and the Chirons, to also many of the Holy Trinity, the hybrid hypercars of the LaFerrari. I'm not quite sure what that was. It sounds like a V10. It sounded like a Huracan with a V10 of some description. Oh, that was a 458. Just went past. You see what it's like in Dubai. The Holy Trinity cars I was saying, the LaFerrari, that's a bike, the LaFerrari, McLaren P1, Porsche 918 Spyder, so many of them all in different configurations as well, all meanwhile travelling in the new Aston Martin DBX. Now the car is currently sitting in its highest ride height. You can lower it down. You've got the 3-air chamber suspension. It's got the 48-volt system as well, which means it has a very comfortable ride, a dynamic ride. But the biggest takeaway that I have of this car today is that you have to look at it as a crossover. It is a sporty SUV. It is not the largest in terms of practicality and space inside. I mean, you do have over 600 litres of luggage space, but it's a much smaller car, let's say, than a G63, but it's not quite the same level of practicality. It's a much more dynamic thing overall, helped as well by that 48-volt system, despite sharing the same engine, in fact, the 4-litre Biturbo V8. Overall, of course, I have been enjoying driving this car. It does take, I think, some learning. It has the previous generation Mercedes system. The looks perhaps can be mistaken for a car that doesn't quite have the premium feel that you might expect for an Aston Martin, but I'm going to get more under the skin of it and more in depth with it over the coming days as I drive it around a little bit more. But for today, going around the showrooms, exploring the hypercars of Dubai, it has handled the job perfectly. So a big thanks to Aston Martin, and what a day it has actually been. I'm completely exhausted, to be honest, seeing all of these cars, taking them all in, but I hope you've enjoyed coming along for the ride as well. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Do comment down below what your choice would be. That is it for this time, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers!